Now, I feel like I've seen, and if I'm wrong, correct me. I feel like since you, I feel like I've seen random people suddenly identifying as Afro Latin when they weren't before. I'm like, oh, you said you weren't black. Now you're saying you are. Uh, I've seen that, and the example in my head is Evelyn Lozado,
Yes.
Basketball Wives. She
Yeah.
said she wasn't black in 2012, but then when she was using the N word, she said, "Oh, well, now I am black." And I just found that really interesting to me. What are your thoughts when you see? I don't know if you've seen that as well. People just shape shifting because you can't shapeshift. There's no way, like
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'll tell you this much. I feel that there's a lot of people who didn't feel comfortable to say that they were Afro Latinos. I think the term Afro Latino was something, it's always been there, but a lot of people just didn't feel comfortable using it. And Afro Latino just means that, I have African descent. I am of African descent. I am melanated in some way, whether it could be my features, my grandmother, my mother, my father. I am black in some way, right? My mother is black, my father is black, my family is black, even though that on my mother's side is very mixed. There's a lot of white people, right? Light skin, blonde hair, it's very mixed, right? But I consider myself, and I, as you can visually see, I am Afro Latina. Yo soy Dominicana, yo soy Latina, right? I feel like I said before, I feel that there's a lot of people that didn't feel comfortable using the term. I feel there was a lot of people that didn't completely understand what the terminology meant. I feel that a lot of people felt that they had to pick that, either you're black or you're Latino. You have to pick one. You can't be both. And till this day, there's a lot of ignorant people that will say, well, you can't be both. You can't be Latina and be black, or you can't be Hispanic and be black, as if that is ethnicity. I just think it's lack of knowledge that makes people feel like, well, then I just have to say that I'm Hispanic or I'm Latina. I can't say that I'm black too. And it's like, no, you can say that. It's okay. If your grandmother was black, then you black. You could feel proud to say, I feel black. And black doesn't always mean African American. That's also another
right.
issue. There's Europeans that are black. There's Chinese people that have black DNA. And that is where people, especially in America, make you feel that you have to pick what you are. And no, you do not. So if she personally feels that she is black because in her family there is black people, whether it comes from her mother or her father's side, I feel like, why do we pinpoint and feel like you can't say that, or you can't, feel this way? I think that that's unfair personally. Now, as far as her using the N word and all those other things, you know, that's also another sensitive topic, because I also feel that, and don't cancel me, but I feel that people choose who they accept using certain terms or not, and that's a very thin line. It's like if you say, you can say it, but you too light skinned, so you can't say it. But if you're dark enough, you can say it. But what makes you black or not, it's a very sensitive line. It's very thin, it's very sensitive. It's like, I was told and informed that I can't even use the terminology. I never knew that. I just thought that I was black like everybody else. And, if I hear it in a song, or it's a cultural thing that, you hear it in the neighborhood or in the school or whatever, you just pick up on things and you say it too. Then I was told that the N word was mainly used for African Americans. And since I'm not African American, I can't use it. So it's like, if you don't know these things based off ignorance, not maliciously, then you'll find yourself getting in some trouble. So it's very
Yeah,
difficult.
it's very difficult. Listen, how did you make it work for you? You know, you've been able to blow up since Love and Hip Hop. When you get on Love and Hip Hop, I always try and think of strategy of execution. Uh, did you have a certain goal when you went on there, or were you just playing it by ear? Like, because you've blown up so much and people see you so much beyond that show. And it's no disrespect to that show at all. I mean, people
Right.
make it work, you make it with
Right.
no judgment. I'm not one of those folks like this is a bad, makes black people look bad.
No,
I'm not
no.
that kind of person. But just how have you been able to what was your plan when you got on there just to make it where you are now?
Listen to me. I had already been known in the Latin market. I came from the Latin market. I had already done tours all over Europe, all over Central America. I had already done all those things. My fan base was very Latino. So to me, the Latino dream is to make it in America. It's like, yes, I was born and raised in America, but my target has always been the Latino community. Just to be on American TV was like, let's do it. So it really wasn't like a plan. This is the strategy. It wasn't really like that. It was more like, oh my God, you're going to be in American TV. Now you get to sing, show your music, show who you are. Other opportunities will come from here. Like, who knows? Because the the last breakout star before I was on the show was Cardi B. Obviously, once you
Yeah.
see that, you're like, oh my God, anything can happen. I'm not saying I'm going to be Cardi B, but anything can happen because it's a place where there's opportunities. So I saw it more like that. I kind of did play it by ear, and one thing led to the other. I became the next breakout star. Not necessarily completely through my music, more because of my personality, who I was as a person, and because of the story that I had to tell and I had to say, because of my activism as well. And I am so grateful for Love and Hip Hop, the fan base, the people that support me, that love me, that are getting to know me day by day, that follow me on all my social media platforms, because many opportunities and many things did come out of it. Now, do I feel that I'm in a different space in life, that now I want to be able to grow a little bit more and try different things? And I've done movies on Netflix. I've done many other things, but now definitely as a TV host, I would love to see how far I can go doing these type of shows. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna be the next Oprah, but I would love to be able to explore more in that aspect and be a more modernized version. I feel that this generation still needs a little bit more of that sauce.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I listen, like I said, I got turned on to you just by seeing your interviews. I was like, wow, she's super smart. And I think it's important to have different images of black folks, black women especially. I think it's really, really important. So it's great. It's great. It's great. So again, don't cancel me. Why the title don't cancel? I mean, I guess I kind of know why, but
Yes.
tell me why you choose that.
Well, don't cancel me because I feel that we're now in an era where everybody's ready to cancel someone. You don't even give someone an opportunity to really explain themselves before you're ready to cancel them. Sometimes you could even see something on social media and you don't even know the full story, but you're ready to cancel somebody. You're ready to judge someone. You're ready to point fingers. You're ready to, as if you're perfect, as if you haven't made any mistakes. I feel that a lot of people have the rights to make mistakes and come out of it. I feel that some people deserve to be canceled because you knew what the hell you was
Mhm,
doing. I feel that some
mhm,
people, like I said before, make the mistake, like, you know what? I did kind of know, I know I messed up. I want to fix it because we're human. We have the rights to fix it. And let me educate myself on the topic. Inform me. I feel that those cancel moments can be educational moments. Instead of you just completely Xing out someone, why not us come together as a community, as society, as whatever it is, and be like, look, we was about to cancel you, but let me teach you and let me explain to you why your comment or what you did affects us as a community, or this particular community, or this particular whatever it may be. So I just feel that we're in a cancel culture era. Everybody's ready to cancel someone. And I feel like, why don't we use this moment to just educate people and not be so judgmental? We're always ready to judge someone, and we always have something to type out and write on Instagram and Twitter and da da da. Shut your mouth up and stop doing that. So I'm like, don't cancel me, but I'm going to give my opinion because we also have the rights to give our opinion. I feel that a lot of people these days, you're sugarcoating everything that you say. You're not really expressing yourself the way that you truly want to because you're scared of what somebody else is going to say and how that can affect your job, your friends, your family. So it's like, don't cancel me, but let me tell you how I feel.
right. Well, the good thing too is that I think it's different if your opinion is oppression, if your opinion is inhumane, if your opinion is cruel, if you agree with children being locked up at the border, there's something wrong with your soul. But having a different disagreeing on something, I think we could work through that. But now
Yeah.
we're in like this weird space where, you know, my body, my choice. I won't wear a mask, and you know, you're trying to oppress me, and I feel like I'm in communist China. I'm like, yo, I can't even function with you. Like, I
But
can't even have a
even
conversation.
even with that, I love it. I
Mm.
love it. Even with that, come here, sit down.
Come to
Tell
don't
me.
cancel me.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna cancel you. It's okay because
Yeah.
it's your, you know what? It's your life. If you want to die, if you want to get sick, and whatever, that's on you. Don't worry. I'm not gonna cry at your funeral. But sit down and explain to me, why do you feel this way? Even though you've seen the studies, even though you see what's on, why? And the thing is that when you hear someone that type of opinion, it's not just them. There's a whole bunch of them that feel this way. So if there's a whole bunch of y'all, please explain to me to help me understand. That's my thing. I want to understand your point of view. I'm not here to judge you. I have a different opinion, right? And
Yeah.
we can agree to
Right.
disagree. That's the mature way of handling things. We can agree to disagree. And just because I don't agree on a certain topic doesn't mean that I dislike you, that I no
Mhm.
longer want to. I just don't agree with this point that you have on this topic, right? But help me understand, why do you feel this way on whatever topic, even if it's about locking children up in the border that I obviously disagree. Why?
Yeah.
What, which part of you in your heart, in your mind, doesn't connect with other people's, emotions or whatever else, society agrees on? So I think that that's the important part. It's just being able to listen to each other without judging each other, being able to be mature enough to disagree on topics and listening to different perspectives.